I'm afraid this channel is not about providing you that perfectly polished look, how to put things together, what to wear, what's on trend, style tips. I am not a fashionista, I am not a stylist. What I am is a plus size, real woman trying on plus size clothes. And if you think you are interested in that, please stick around and watch this haul from Marks and Spencer's. Hello, my name is Susan. I am 58, 5'4" tall and a size 22-24. What I love about Marks and Spencer's is that they bring back things year on year. You know, if you've got a go-to pair of trousers that you enjoyed last autumn, that you can go back and buy them again. I was a big fan of the navy trousers last year. I had them in the slim fit and the wide leg. No navies available this year, and I keep trying to get the chocolate brown ones and they're just selling out so fast too. So I haven't settled for the black and the charcoal trousers that I've got to show you today. It's just that those were the colours that were available to me, and let's be honest, there's nothing more classic in your wardrobe than a black pair of trousers or even a dark charcoal one. These are all £19.50, and Marks and Spencer's are really good that they have this basic range at a really affordable price, and that they do different styles and lengths. Now I'm 5'4". Last year I went for the Petite and I felt that was perfect at the time, but with a wash or two, I just felt they then got very flappy around the ankles. So this year I've gone for the regular in a size 22. Like I said, I've got 3 pairs, all £19.50, all 22 regulars, but they are slightly different in style. Very interesting to see maybe which style suits me best. So the first pair are what they call a slim high rise. Now, what I'm hoping is that they mean the leg is slim, not this part across the belly here, because that's where I need the fabric. I'm apple shaped with a big apron belly. I need it across the belly, but so often I find the legs are too big. Classic black, thick, substantial, stretchy jersey with a really nice thick waistband there, but no elastication that's going to add bulk or fullness around the waist. Like I said, a regular, I'm just looking at I can see my feet, which is always a plus when I hold them up. No pockets, no fancy sort of button tab details, no belt loops, but that's what's so good about these trousers are. They're just no fuss. They are just pull on, wear and enjoy. So I've got the slim high rise ones to show you. Let's mix things up and show you the charcoal pair next. But I'm not sure. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. It is a very dark charcoal colour, and I'm hoping these are going to go really well with a dark pair of grey boots that I've got from Verveer. This time they are straight high rise, so they're going to come up high, which is good because there's nothing worse when you've got a big tummy to have like low rise ones, and hopefully that means no camel toe because you've got the rise here. This point from the crotch to the waist is hopefully substantial enough, especially over a big belly, that it's not pulling and disappearing where you don't want it to disappear too. So straight, you can see that they're certainly not wide legged. I wouldn't say they're that dissimilar, to be perfectly honest, from the slim leg. Slightly wider at the ankle, not less of a tapering, but these are the straight fit trousers. £19.50, the same as the other 2 pairs. What an absolute bargain, but only if they fit and flatter me. The wide leg trouser. Now, You know my battles with wide legs and how ginormous the thighs seem to be that drown me. I've had success with these wide leg ones before, and you can see how wide-legged they are. These feel heavier. Maybe it is all this extra fabric, and again a real nice quality. So I'm just comparing the two black ones. I think it's showing up on the camera there. These are the wide-legged ones and these are the slim ones. There is a slight difference. The fabric feels pretty similar, but the wide leg do seem to be a lot heavier. Maybe it's all that excess fabric. Hopefully my old faithfuls, the wide-legged trousers from Marks and Spencer's, don't let me down this time, because in the navy last year I absolutely wore them to death. And I did actually show them in a video. I think it was a come pack with me video where I was thinking about taking them away. I couldn't because they were in such a state. The hem had come down and inside here there's some sort of like stiffening fabric that had just disintegrated either through washing or tumble drying. So I would wash with care and definitely not tumble dry, because whatever they put, stiffening they put in here, I don't know if it's the same in the other trousers, but definitely in the wide leg, because they want them to hang down, don't they? Did disintegrate in the wash. But like I said, I had worn them to death. Hopefully these get worn to death this winter too. Well, as you can see, I do like to wear a white t-shirt, a white top as a layering piece, or just something to just ground an outfit. So moving into those cooler weathers where you're going to need those warmth and those layers, I've picked this up in a 3/4 sleeve there. I love this wide neckline. It's not as flattering as a V, but sometimes I can find a V very severe and not so elegant. So this sort of boat neck, wide sweeping crew neck here I find really flattering, and I've got several tops the same for Marks and Spencer's, because like I said, if they find a style that's popular, they tend to bring it out in lots of colours and the basics. What I will say, in this rather thin jersey, I don't know, I couldn't hand on heart say to you, oh, that's a quality piece from Marks and Spencer's, but from £9.50, you know, we have to appreciate that there is a price point for everything, isn't there? I bought it in a size 24 because I don't like things clinging to me too much, especially unforgiving white. So hopefully this will disguise and not emphasize all my lumps and bumps, especially around my back area. So a great piece to be wearing with some black or charcoal grey trousers. Did you watch my Danny Dyer video where I tried on a chocolate brown jacket? The quality was awful. It was £38. So when I saw this one for £50 from Marks and Spencer's, I thought for that extra £12, I hope I'm going to get some quality, and I have. A black blazer. I've got a very thin, crepey type black blazer that is perfect for the evenings. But if I want to go out anywhere smarter, I just feel that you need the weight of a good jacket. Now, I've also thought it was very, very good that they did a petite range in these jackets. So often I'll put a jacket on and it's too long on me. Of course, the oversized look is in, but when you're a petite frame, then it can look drowning, can't it? It can look really, really silly. Have you ever seen a man in a suit that doesn't fit them? You can just tell that it's too big and long for them. I feel that's how an oversized, long, normal size, regular fit jacket looks on me. So I'm hoping this 22 petite one will fit my frame a lot better. I can also feel a bit of a shoulder pad in there, and that's important because I've got slopey, small little shoulders. The sleeves, because of that petite range, hopefully aren't going to drag me and I won't have to turn them back. They've also got this really nice feature here. No buttons or no fuss, but it's sort of like a pleat. It's attached, so hopefully with no buttons there and that little detail, it's just going to look really nicely and elegant. There is some shaping, some clever shaping, so hopefully that's going to give me a nice hourglass look. These pockets are completely sewn down, so that means no pockets, but it also means no bulk and no excess fabric and no sort of bunching or gaping. Just one button fastening there. It's a plastic turtle shell button. I almost thought it was snapped in half then, but it's got like a white vein that's going down it. I feared it was broken, but it's not, it's fine. And just classically lined in black too. There is a vent at the back, not pre-sewn, and that sort of echoes that cuff detail. Not too substantial collar there, so hopefully this is just going to be that perfect little black jacket. Right, that's everything to show you now. Let's get trying it all on. Okay, I'm going to start with the jacket because I'm so pleased with this. Petite. It has saved me. It saved me from the dreaded too long sleeves. It saved me from that dreaded overlong jacket. 22 is perfect for me. Can do it up with ease. Maybe slightly a little bit snug because I can just feel that wanting to pull back, but there's quite an overlap there, and I do love this rounded feature here, just softens the look of it. From the back, hopefully that vent's not pulling too much, and you can see I've got lots and lots of movement across the shoulder, but done up it is riding up, so I'll tug down there. Shoulder pads, absolutely perfect. Shoulder is still a little bit too low on me. Ideally, I would have wanted it there, but those shoulder pads are certainly doing a good job. And sometimes when you've got shoulder pads on, you can end up with a crease here, and I haven't. Loving this jacket. It just shows you just that small extra investment, and suddenly you've got a fabulous piece compared to that Danny Dyer one that was £38, because let's be honest, it was quite dire. So yes, I'm loving the black jacket. I think this could be something that is just in your wardrobe, that classic piece that you'll pull out very, very occasionally, but will be perfect. Actually saying that, a pair of jeans, some little loafers or something, a nice statement belt, and I think that would still be a vibe. So actually definitely going to be worth the £50 investment. Loving the jacket. So these are the wide leg trousers, and I'm at a loss what to do because the petite I know is going to be too short, or definitely after a wash, but these regulars feel too long. Maybe after a wash they would shrink up and be a good length on me, but you should be able to buy what fits you straight away and not have to rely on them shrinking in the wash to fit. 22 regular. Nice comfy waistband there. It's snug, it's giving to me, but it's not sucking me in, and it's not gaping. Sometimes trousers can gape here, but this wide elastic band is ensuring it's good. If I was picky, I fear I can see the line of this t-shirt that I've got tucked in, but it is gliding quite nicely over the tummy. It's given me a wide profile because I am wide, but there's no distinct tummy line in view, or at least I don't feel there is. They're then hanging down. I don't know. Maybe they've made them bigger this year, because they just do feel a little bit bigger here. The problem is the length. You can see how wide legged they are. Some trousers are just ridiculously wide legged, aren't they? Yeah, definitely I can feel it here. So maybe they've just changed the style just slightly from last year. But what it means is I haven't fallen in love with these. I don't think I'm going to be keeping these black wide-legged trousers. Right, I have got on the white top. I feared it, didn't I? I don't know. I just feel in this very, very, can I say cheap? Because it is cheap. Jersey top. It's just clinging just a little bit too much. It hasn't got the substance or the thickness that I require to sort of hang nicely over my lumps and bumps. So I don't know, I hate to say it, but this favourite top, I feel I need it in a pattern to distract, or a darker colour to distract. I don't think this is going to be my white 3/4 length sleeve top of the season. I've got the slim high-rise black trousers on now. Couldn't resist putting the jacket back on just to see how it went, if I would want to wear it as a suit. Somehow I think these trousers look a little bit too casual in this slim leg. I'm not sure I would want to wear them together. I think I need something in between a wide leg and this slim fit. But I put the jacket on and I don't know, I'm sort of slightly falling out of love with it. I stood to the side and I could see that this was hanging out. Now, of course, it has to flow over my bottom and then it's got nowhere to go. But I just felt it was just protruding just a little bit. I wonder if it's just slightly too big across the back there. Maybe not helped by the fact that the shoulder line isn't in that perfect place for me. Also, what I hadn't appreciated was how much longer at the back it was compared to the front. This line seems to gradually come up into that sweeping curve. And how many times have I said I need the coverage at the front, not the back? I don't know. I just feel I would have wanted it to have been the same length at the front as the back. But is it my posture? Is it the fact that I'm not standing up correctly with my shoulders back and pushing this out? But who wants to walk around like that? You know, it's just not, well, it is natural, isn't it? But it's not correct from how I've relaxed in life and sort of do tend to slouch just a little bit. So just fallen out a little bit in love with the jacket, which is a bit of a shame. And it just goes to show, you know, just don't try it on once and feel that you're happy with something. Try it on again and again. I think undone, it looks better. And undone, this curved line here is certainly more flattering, isn't it, than if it is sort of squared off. I think I would have, especially as it's a petite, just have been the same sort of length all the way around. That was just an observation, and you know how totally honest I am with you all. Right, the slim high-rise trousers. I don't know what it is. Same length, regular length, perfect, absolutely perfect. And you can see that they are slim fitting straight around that ankle there. Going as far as to say, if I was to wear maybe a pair of white trainers with them, which I do sometimes like to sort of casual them down, might be a little bit short. Of course, because they're quite slim fit, they're not going to be flapping. Pair of black boots where they just sort of merge in, I think you'll be fine. The waistband feels a little bit bigger, but because of that firm elastication, it's still coming in. I can definitely tell that I haven't got as much fabric here. I definitely feel that you can see the top tucked in. And I've tried my hardest to try and make it smooth, but of course this t-shirt's got like a double hem sort of sewn around. I think the problem is I just fear that you can see this line just a little bit more than I would want. Though quite often, you know, I wear a shirt or a laying piece over, and I think that could solve that issue. So I'm not going to be hypersensitive. I don't know if they would be worth the investment for me just to have them in the wardrobe just in case. And as I'm standing there, I think the reason is obvious. No, if these were to shrink in that wash, then I would be in trouble because they're verging on just a little bit too short as they are. Last pair, the charcoal grey straight high rise in a 22 regular. I think the length is okay. One slight turn up, or make sure I wear a chunkier boot until they get washed, and I think these could be the ones. The waist is really good actually. Not as tight as the first pair of black trousers, not as loose as the second. Just right. I'm like Goldilocks and the Three Bears, aren't I? I really do like these. I've surprised myself. And the charcoal grey means it's not so severe, is it? And they can fit nicely over the bottom. If I was, you know, I'm super critical. Of course they do hug me. With a layering piece, I would feel just as comfortable, because all you would see is this part here, this line. With a layering piece, an open check shirt that I like to wear, or a hoodie or a cardigan, would hide that definition there. I like these charcoal trousers, and I think out of the three pairs, this is the style and the look I should be going for. I hope you agree. Boring basics, what do you think? Are they essentials in our wardrobe, or are they the things that we buy because we have to and we don't really want to enjoy them? I feel super comfortable. The top is sort of growing on me a little bit, but the quality's just not there for me. I need a more substantial jersey to make sure that it glides over my lumps and bumps. Jacket, I'm 50-50 on, so please help me out in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Thumbs up, subscribe, hype if you can. Most important of all, please just come back and watch me again.